Hi friends, welcome back to Parnika tutorials. In this video, I want to discuss about variables and constants in JavaScript. So I sincerely request everyone to watch the complete video for better understanding. Variable is a container to hold the data. In a program, we need to store the data, right? Or you can say that we need to store the literals like numeric literal, string literal, boolean literal, because these literals are the data. Somewhere you need to store the data because we are writing the program to take the input, process the input and produce the output. So whatever the user is providing the input, we need to store somewhere, right? So the variable is useful to store the data. So I can say that variable is a container to hold the data. If you want to hold the data, you need to define the variable. If you want to define any variable in JavaScript, either you can use the keyword as var or let. First, let me discuss about the keyword var. So I can write var keyword and then I can write the variable name and I can use the assignment operator and I can hold the data or I can provide the value and end with the semicolon. Now here var is a keyword. Keywords are the reserved words which has a specified meaning, and then x is the name of the variable, or x is an identifier to identify the variable, and then you are using the equal to, which is an assignment operator. The assignment operator is useful for you to assign the value, and then 5 is an integer literal. So I can say that you can use a var keyword, variable name, assignment operator and a value and with semicolon, or you can use the let keyword and then you can provide the variable name and assign the value. Here let is a keyword, y is a variable, equal to is an assignment operator and 10 is an integer literal. So like this you can define a variable in JavaScript. As JavaScript is a dynamically typed programming language, you no need to specify the data type whenever you are defining the variable. If it is a statically typed programming language, you need to declare the variable, then only you can define the value to the variable. So while you are declaring the variable, you need to specify the data type, whether it is an integer variable or a float variable or a string variable. You need to specify the data type and then you can provide the name of the variable, end with a semicolon, then you can write the variable name, assignment operator and certain value. Now this statement will be considered as a declarative statement or a declaration statement. Here it is a definition statement. Now when it comes to the dynamically typed programming language, you no need to declare the variable, or I can say that you no need to specify the data type. Based on the value which is storing the variable, the data type will be provided during the runtime. As the variable x is holding the integer literal, so I can say the data type of the variable x is an integer. If you are storing a float literal, then the data type of the variable x will be a float. So based on the value you are storing in the variable, the data type will be provided. So in JavaScript, you need to provide the var keyword, name of the variable, assignment operator, and you need to provide the value. Now let me discuss this concept practically with an example so that it will be clear for you. Let me go to the JavaScript folder, right click on it, new text document, and I will provide the name of the file is variable and an extension is HTML. Let me click on yes. Variable.html, right click on it, open with notepad++. I need to provide the basic HTML template. So I need to write document type HTML and I need to open the HTML tag and close the HTML tag. And then in HTML you will have two main tags. One is the head tag and the body tag. The head tag consists of the metadata, title of the web page, internal style sheets, etc. Let me provide the title for this web page. To do that one, I need to use the title tag. I will write variables in JavaScript. Let me end the title tag. and then you will have the body tag. The body tag is useful to display the content in the web page. Now you can provide the JavaScript code either in the header tag or in the body tag. Now let me write the JavaScript code inside the body tag. So to do that one, I will write the script tag and I will specify the type either as text or JavaScript, and then I will close the script tag. So whatever the JavaScript code you want to write, you need to provide inside the script open tag and close tag. So I will write where is a keyword, x is the name of the variable, assignment operator, and then I will provide the value 5. So I can say where is a keyword. So this is a comment. So comments are useful for you to improve the program understandability or readability, and I can say x is a variable, or I can say that x is an identifier to identify the variable, and equal to is an assignment operator, and 5 is an integer literal. So like this you can provide the description for understandability of the program. Then I want to display the value of x. Then I can write document dot write, and then I can say the value of x is, and then I will use the plus and name of the variable. So plus will be useful for you to provide the concatenation, because the value of x is a string and x is a variable. These two things you need to concat. So that's why I'm using the plus. So the plus operator will be useful for you to provide the concatenation whenever you are using the document.write method. Now let me save this program, go to the JavaScript folder, variable.html. Let me right click on this one, open with Google Chrome. Now you can see the output as the value of x is 5. Similarly, I will define another variable y is equal to 10, and I want to display the value of y. Let me copy this statement and paste it again, and I will write the value of y is, and then I will provide the plus, which is useful for concatenation, and then I will provide the name of the variable, which is y. Now let me save the program and go to the Google Chrome and let me refresh it. Now you will get the output as the value of x is 5, the value of y is 10. But you want this output in two lines. In the first line you want to display the value of x is 5. In the next line you want the output as the value of y is 10. So you need to provide document.write, and then you need to provide the break tag. So I will write document.write, and then I will use the double quotes. Inside that one I will use the break tag, because the break tag in HTML is useful for you to break the line. So let me save this program, go to the browser and let me refresh it. Now you can see we got the output properly. The value of x is 5, the value of y is 10. So like this you can define a variable and then you can display the output. Now if I use the let keyword here in place of where keyword, if I use the let keyword, what will happen? We will observe. As I said earlier, both the where keyword and let keyword is useful to define a variable in JavaScript. Now let me save the program and go to the browser and let me refresh it. As I said earlier, we got the same output. The value of x is 5, the value of y is 10. Now, if you want to provide some operations on the data which is holding by the variables x and y, you can use the operators like arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operators, and you can perform the operation. Now, let me compute the sum of the data which is holding by the variable x and variable y, and then I want to display the output. Then I can write document.write, and then I can say the sum of x and y is, and then I will provide the concatenation operation, and then I will write x plus y. So first it will perform x plus y. So what is the value which is there in the variable x? 5. What is the value which is stored in the variable y? 10. So 5 plus 10, which is what? 15. So the 15 will be displayed. So the sum of x and y will be displayed as 15. Now I want to display in next line. So I will write document.write, and then I will use the break tag. And now let me save this program, go to the browser and let me refresh it. Now you will get the output as the value of x is 5, the value of y is 10, the sum of x and y is 15. Like this, you can use the variable in JavaScript. Now, lot of students will get the doubt, sir, I have defined a variable if I does not assign any value. Suppose let's take that I have defined a variable y and I am not assigning the value. Then what will happen? Let me comment the document.write statement. Now let me save this one. If you observe, in the variable x the value 5 is there. In the variable y you are not assigning any value. Now if I am displaying the output, what will happen? You can observe. Let me refresh it. Now you got the output as the value of x is 5, the value of y is undefined, because you have not defined the value or the data which need to be stored in the variable y. So that's why you are getting the output as undefined. So like this, you can use the variables in JavaScript. Now let me discuss about the rules for naming the variable. If you observe here, I used the two variables. For the variable 1, I have given the name as x, and the second variable I have given the name as y. The name will be considered as an identifier, because the identifier is a name given for the variable or for a function or for an array, etc. Because an identifier is used to identify a certain thing, right? So if you want to identify, you need to provide the name. For these variables, I have provided the name as x and y. So similarly, if I want to give a name to a variable or a function, I need to follow certain rules. Whenever someone is born, you need to give a name. What are the rules you will follow? You will go to the Pujari and you will say he or she was born in a particular day and particular time. Then he will look at a certain things and he will say you can keep the name starting with P or starting with J or starting with S, like that. Then you will search the beautiful names starting with those letters and you will keep for them. So like this, you have to follow certain rules for providing the name to the variable. Let me discuss those rules. First one is, name should contains letters, digits, underscore and dollar sign. Using these alphabets or letters or using the digits, underscore and dollar symbol. So you will have two special symbols. One is the underscore and dollar sign and the alphabets and digits. Using them, you can create the variables. The first rule is that you should have letters, digits, special symbols like underscore and dollar symbol. So using them only you need to create the variable. And remember the next rule, any variable should always start with a letter or special symbols like underscore or dollar sign. I can say that any variable or an identifier should not start with a digit. Suppose I am using the var keyword and then I am providing 1x and assign the value 10. This is not a valid one. Why? Because the name of the variable you are starting with a digit. That is not allowed. If you want to verify, let me go to the Notepad++ and I will provide 1x. And then let's see what will happen. Let me save this program, go to the browser and let me refresh it. You are not getting any output. In JavaScript, any errors are there, you will not get the output. So you need to rectify those errors, then again you need to execute the program, then only you will get the output. So any variable or an identifier should not start with a digit. Either you can start with a special symbols like underscore or dollar, or with a letter. Let me provide the underscore and x, and here also I will provide underscore and x. Is it a valid one or not, we will observe. Let me save this one, go to the browser and let me refresh it. Now we are getting the output. So you can use the underscore at the starting of the variable, or dollar symbol also you can use. In place of underscore, I will provide the dollar sign. So I am writing $x is an identifier to identify the variable. Let me save this one, go to the browser and let me refresh it. We are getting the output. So any variable name should start with a letter or underscore or dollar sign. It should not start with a digit. And then the variable names are case sensitive. What is the meaning of case sensitive? Normally in English, whenever you are writing Ravi or you are writing capital Ravi, both are same only, right? Because it is the name of a person. Either you are writing in the lowercase or capital letters, both are same. But when it comes to the JavaScript, both are different because JavaScript is a case sensitive language. So if you are creating a variable with capital A, it will hold a different value and small a will hold the different value. Now both these two are two different variables. A is a one variable, another A is another variable. If you want to observe, then let me provide the capital A here and then I will provide the small a as 20. Now let me print the small a value and capital A value. Both will be displaying different values because capital A variable is holding the value 5, small a variable is holding the value 20. Now let me save this program, go to the browser and let me refresh it. You are getting the output as 5 and 20. If I am using the same variable, capital A is equal to 20. Okay, and let me provide the value as capital A is like this. Now here it will display the value as 5 and here it will display the value as 20 because here you are providing the value 5 to the variable A. So now the variable A is holding the value 5 that you are trying to display. So you will get the output as 5 here. Later you have assigned the value 20 to the variable A. Then the value 5 will be deleted and value 20 will be assigned to the variable A. Now if you are trying to print the value of A, it will display as 20. Now let me save this program, go to the browser and let me refresh it. Now you can see the value of A is 5, the value of capital A is also 20. Let me change here. Let me save this one, go to the browser and let me refresh it. You got the output as the value of capital A is 5, the value of capital A is 20. So I can say that JavaScript is case sensitive. So the identifiers are case sensitive. Now let me discuss the next rule. Keywords cannot be used as a variables because keywords are the special words or reserved words which has a specified meaning. Suppose let's consider that someone is asking you to keep the name of a small boy and you are in a beach and you love the beach. You cannot keep the name of the boy as beach, right? Similarly, when you are eating biryani, someone is asking you to keep a name for a boy. You should not keep his name as biryani, right? Later he will kick you. Like that, if you want to have a name of a variable, you should not use the keywords because keywords are the reserved words. You will have several keywords like if is a one keyword, for is another keyword, while is another keyword. These keywords has a specified meaning. If is useful for verifying a certain condition. For and while is useful for running the loop. So these are the keywords. You should not use them while creating the variable. So keywords cannot be used as a variable. For better understanding, let me explain with an example. Let me provide let if is equal to 5 and then I am trying to print the value which is there in the variable if. Let me save this one, go to the browser and let me refresh it. You are not getting any output. Meaning is what? There is some error in the program. What is the error? You have given the name of the variable as if. If is a keyword. So keyword cannot be used as a variable. And remember one more important point. Keywords are case sensitive. This if you are providing in lowercase, so then it will be considered as a keyword. But if you provide that if in capital letter, then it will not be considered as a keyword. If it is not a keyword, then you can use it as a name of the variable. Then there will be no issue. Let me save the program and execute it. Now you are getting the output. Now let me discuss the next rule. You should not use any space between the name of the variable. Suppose let's say that I want to create a variable whose name is Parnika tutorial. Suppose let's take that if I'm writing Parnika space tutorials and provide the value as 5. And then if I'm trying to print Parnika tutorials. This will create an issue for you because in the variable called Parnika tutorials you are providing a white space. White space is not allowed. If you want to verify, let me save this one, go to the browser and let me refresh it. Now you are not getting any output because there are some issues in this program. So you should not provide a white space. In place of that one, you can provide the underscore. So you want to consider it as a Parnika as a one word and tutorials is another word. But if you are providing the white space, it is creating an issue. But you can use the underscore because underscore and the dollar symbol are the special symbols and they are allowed in JavaScript. Now let me save this program, go to the browser and let me refresh it. You are getting the out. So these are the rules you need to follow while you are creating the variable. Variable should contain letters, digits, underscore and dollar sign. Variable should always begin with a letter, underscore or dollar, or I can say that it should not start with a digit. Variables are case sensitive. Keywords cannot be used as a variable and white space is not allowed inside a variable. So like this you need to follow certain rules. Now let me discuss about the constant. A particular variable you want to make it constant. You don't want to change the value of a variable. If you observe here, I can write a variable. Suppose let's take that I'm writing let is a keyword and assigning value 10 to it. Later I can change the value. If I am trying to print the value of x here, you will get the output as 10. If you want to observe, let me provide the x and then I will provide the break tag document dot write and then I will provide the break tag. And if I am trying to print the value of x here, then here you will get the output as 20 and in this case as the variable x is holding the value 10, so you will get the output here as 10 and here you will get the output as 20. Let me save this program, go to the browser and let me refresh it. As I said earlier, you will get the output as 10 and 20. Why? Because in the variable first you have assigned the value 10, later you have changed it to 20. Now let me make this variable x as a constant. So I need to provide the const keyword and assign some value and then I am changing the value of x and then I am trying to display the value of x. Let me see what will happen. Let me save this program and go to the browser and let me refresh it. Then we can see what will happen. So you are not getting any output because there are some issues in your program. What is that issue? For the variable x you are changing the value and you made this variable as a constant. So once you made any variable as a constant, you cannot change the value of that variable. So the const keyword is useful to make any variable as a constant. Once you have made it as a constant, you cannot change its value. I hope you have understood about the variables and constants in JavaScript. If you still have any doubts related to this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.